have some discipline, because through discipline comes freedom. So get that discipline, and then bring a bit of chaos in. How's it going? My name is John Butler, and I'm here to show you some plucking patterns and some guitar techniques that I do. So I'm going to try to kind of separate what I do, because it all kind of ends up melting into one. First, we'll just do, will there be kind of a version of a hammer-on. So it's not very right-handy, but it's very left-handy. But so sometimes if I'm playing like something like Ocean, for example, like so, and I always like to start it with my thumb, just so I have more room as I sweep through the strings. And I find that to be, I don't know, useful in amongst whatever I'm doing. You know, it could be in minor, it could be. And so, going straight into the second technique is once you got hammer-ons and levers, and them together is like almost everything I kind of do, really. Just, and then, so the same is that you can do the hammer-ons kind of like, then you can do levers, and in open tuning, this particular one, C, G, C, G, C, E, it's in B, but yeah, you can just kind of rip right through those kind of bastardized scales. And I like it. I like the rhythm of it. I like the kind of to flow it. So that's two I've kind of showed you. Then the next thing would be is this kind of, it's kind of a hammer-on but with a plucking pattern. So you're going, and then you can kind of also like slide into the notes and go. Yeah, and so all that together, you know. Three techniques. Number four, I guess, is one that a lot of you probably will know, and I'd say most of you might know how to do it better than me, but it's fun. And it's called double thumbing. Some people call it hybrid thumbing. I don't know. The people I've been inspired by who have a really strong thumb when they're doing it is people like Mississippi John Hurt, G-Love, and a fantastic double thumb player, Steve Pigram, who's from the northwest of Western Australia in the Kimberleys, and he has the strongest. His thumb is like a locomotive. It just holds the whole thing down. And basically it's just this. E string, D string. You can do it without, I mean, for many years I did it without. But now I like to do it with a pick. And so this song is like one of mine called Faith. And I think what's nice, once you kind of get this guy going, what I suggest to do is when you hit the D string, try to use your index finger at the same time, so you go. And what you want to try to do, it took me ages to learn this. I sat in this van outside my house so I didn't annoy all my roommates until 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just like, I can't do it. It was just bent my mind. And then I showed my partner, and she got it in like 5 minutes. So this says more about me than anything. So I try to go, then you go with the index finger. The next one you go middle finger, the B string. The next one, ring finger. So you're gonna go. Now that's not really the technique, but it's just it's a way to get you there. And then what you want to end up doing is something like this. So that pattern would be something like this. So we're gonna go, and we're gonna hit the middle finger on the A string, or B string, sorry. We do that, and I'm gonna go boom, ba, ba, boom. I've never slowed this down, sorry. Boom, ba, ba, boom. Sometimes, you know, and sometimes I might go, instead of going with my middle finger, I might go, or I might go, so it can be on that boom, boom, or it would be boom, boom, or boom, boom, depending on what I'm doing. And then, you know, some people can really keep it going and be really ornate here, like say Tommy Emmanuel and stuff. It's just outstanding. I tend to go in and out depending on the riffs I'm playing. So, you know, if I'm going. I'm not doing it every time because the riff wanted me to do something else. So yeah, that's double thumbing, and there's, you know, there's lovely things you can do with it. I'll change the tuning and show you something you can do with it. We'll be right back with more double thumbing. Back, I don't know, technique 4, double thumbing, part 2. That last tuning was Dad Fad with a sharp F, so basically D major. This is one of my favorite tunings. It's a G tuning from the A string down, G, D, G, B, D, but instead of having a D here, I have a C. And that means that I just get like all the 3 major chords of blues and country. You know, C, and then to D, C. I can do that all without, so I can do riffs at the same time. C, D, C. So yeah, you can change all the chords and be doing melodies the whole time, which I love. For double thumbing, we'll ignore this string right now, the low E, and we're only going to concentrate double thumbing now from the A to the G down. And what I want to show you is this, because there's this beautiful double stop you can do in this tuning. This is a major scale. And I use it in almost every song. You'll find I just kind of constantly do circles with all those riffs and kind of just invert them all the time and make new songs out of them, because I'm kind of simple that way. But this is a nice way to use that double thumbing. And I'm gonna, instead of separating the strings with the double, you know, having one string, a gap string, and then, you know, usually double thumbing the strings are, they're one apart. They have one in between. So this one instead of doing that, I'm going to go just for the A and the D string. I'm double thumbing there, and I'm going to do that double stop chord at the same time. So I'm going to go, and how I showed you, a boom, and then on the second hit, you can go. And I would just practice that for a while. But you know, most of you will probably be already able to do that, and then you can start kind of going. What I love about it is once you kind of get that, this is a song called Spring to Come, which is on Flesh and Blood, an album of mine. Then you can bring that C in. G. That A string down. Then I'm going to go to the low E again. And then we can try to get some riffs in there. Back. If you can get that pattern and then stop thinking about it and then just start doing shapes. And then if you want to get those riffs, the riff is just like, it's really simple, and all you're trying to do is make it dance in between the double thumbing. And I look at a lot of guitars just as a very rhythmic and percussive instrument, so I'm always just like, I'm looking at this dance between both hands, so I'm like, I want to keep that going, and then I'm just looking where these guys can fit in. Sometimes the best way is once you kind of just get the basic technique down, that you know, have some discipline, because through discipline comes freedom. So get that discipline, and then bring a bit of chaos in and just see what happens over here, because that's just a happy accident for me. It's just a happy accident. I was like, oh, that just feels like what my fingers want to do there, and I'm not like going, oh, I want to go there on the semi-crotchet, and then I want to go down here. Like I would not be able to do that. So that's double thumbing the way that I do it. Second to last technique number 5 is chicken picking. Something I came across in Byron Bay, east coast of Australia, after a gig one night. This guy named Dave showed me this sick pattern, and it's really simple but so powerful, and I use it in so many songs, and it's my favorite go-to. So essentially, I'm in. Let's go to standard tuning. So, chicken picking. Good to do with the thumb pick, but don't need to. And it's quite simple and very effective. It is a hammer-on. Let's start somewhere else here. We'll start on the G string here. So all you're gonna do is thumb down once, and then middle finger and index finger. Middle finger first, and index finger second, and you're just gonna do this. Essentially, it's like a reverse roll. I think it's like a banjo kind of thing. You can do a forward roll, which would be hammer on, and then index index, middle finger. Or the other way, reverse. I gravitate towards the middle finger, then index finger. But what I love about it is it just gets that really rolling kind of, like, it's a gallop, and it's just so much fun. So, and then you can slide into it. And then you can start tingling the other strings. And so, yeah, so essentially it's just, that's all it really is. And then you can kind of start sliding. And you start leading with your thumb a little bit at times, so it's not always exactly the same, but like. So this would be the technique that I'd use for running to keep up on Still Searching, my instrumental album. So. Do you chords with it? Chicken picking is so much fun. So for those of you who might know my song Funky Tonight or something, that's all chicken picking. That's just. But I'm skanking in between, so I'm just going. Chaka, chaka, and then. Chicken picking is sick and picking. Last one will be, what would I show you? Last one will be just, I guess, like little embellishments you can do. I like to often like sweep into notes. But yeah, sweeping, and I mean that's all hammers and levers. That's literally almost every technique I've showed you all in one, like the sweep, hammer, lever and hammer, and then that chicken at the very end. Just wondering if I could show you any. I don't really know much flat picking. I tend to use it like a drumming thing again. So I'm, you know, I wish I could do what Billy Strings does or something like that. You know that. But I I just do a lot of hammer and levers off when I'm doing it. So like that's kind of like my version of flat picking. Once again, it's just this like this. Kind kind of a... There's 6 techniques of how to play a guitar in some kind of weird bastard way by me. Take care, lots of love.